Hi, this is Chris at the Wandering Bull. Today we're going to compare different bead techniques throughout the region of North America, and the different tribes used similar techniques but ended up with different results. In this series we're going to talk about peyote stitch, which is done at one bead at a time, and I have some examples of yarn work that beads have been applied while it was being woven, and these collars right here. So let's talk about the collars. They're worn by women. They're a nice example, good condition. These guys are probably from 1930s, 1940s. And the back has a little loop to attach behind the neck. And most of the beaded collars were worn by the folks, desert area, California, that kind of region, opposed to up here in New England where we are. These are the only two examples I have of the beaded collars. Next is the peyote stitch, and as I said, it's done at one bead at a time, and I have a couple of examples. Little keychain, top is beaded, and same with that leather drop. A couple of eye loops to hook into the key ring. This was a fan handle. The feathers obviously have seen better days and they're gone. Nice feather motif in that handle. So one bead at a time. So it takes a fair amount of time. And unusual is this peyote stitch on this jar. The inside is a green glass jar in just that shape and beaded. So they start at the bottom, cover the jar with leather, and then one bead at a time and work their way all the way around. So they need to increase the number of beads to get it wider. So instead of putting one bead in between each bead, they'll put two. So they get to the wide point, and now they got to reduce that. So where they have a bead, a space, a bead, they'll not put a bead in. So they'll pull those two beads to close that space that have already been applied. So it's a trick to add and subtract beads, but that's how that's done. And then actually beaded right to the inside. So very unique. I've seen them beaded baskets. A lot of the pomo baskets are beaded, but here's a jar. And here's a modern dance stick. Same thing, peyote stitch and beaded from one end up, covered with leather, and then beaded. You can see that. Nice fine work. There's also brick stitch, which is a little different technique. It looks similar, but the beads lay differently. And my last example here is yarn work that the beads have been applied. So one method is to, when you're doing finger weaving, is to string all of the beads on the yarn, and when you weave, you drop a bead in place, as you see. You drop a bead in place, weave, drop a bead in place, so it creates that arrowhead design. The other technique is to do your loom, to do your finger weaving, and then apply the beads. Case in point, this style is a slit pouch designed to hang off your belt. And here's the pouch right here. So these beads, some of them were applied when it was woven, but some were applied after the fact, just to create this design. So this style of bag, 1750s up to the 1800s, they were using this style of bag. The last example I have is this chevron design, finger weaving. There's the center of that guy. So they start here in the center, weave this half, and then flip it around, and then weave that half. And these beads were applied while it was woven. So all the beads were threaded onto that yarn. As that weaver got to that point, they dropped the bead in place. Complicated, difficult, and you know, there's an awful lot of beads. This guy's pretty heavy with all the additional beads in place. So, Chris at the Wandering Bull, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. 1-800-430-2855. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching.